Hi everyone. So I love the way I say everyone. There's probably about 50 people that watch my videos. Maybe one day more people will find them, and then there will be more apps. But I wanted to make a video about something that's been coming up for me a lot lately, which is manifesting from a state of presence. So I think I've spoke about this in past videos, that sometimes I found it quite difficult on my journey to find that balance between manifesting and just being and having no attachment, being present, being in my heart center. Because what I've noticed is when I first got into spirituality, I actually completely avoided manifesting. It did not feel right to me. It didn't feel right to kind of chase specific things. It just didn't feel like something I was drawn to. And I was much more interested in integrating my ego templates, which is obviously an everlasting journey, and surrendering and being and mirror work and things like this. And then I got into manifesting. I was drawn to manifesting, and I think I said in my last video that sometimes I feel we're just really drawn to go heavy on things because that's what we need at that time. And I can see why I needed to go into heavy manifesting, because I'd got a lot of limiting beliefs that I do believe manifesting helped me rewrite, and it helped me observe, because I would go around having very negative stories about men, you know, all kinds of things like the men I fancy don't fancy me back. That's a classic one, right? So, and then as soon as I rewrote that enough times to all the men that I feel a connection to like me back, then, you know, that's exactly what happened. So I think manifesting is very beneficial in the sense that it can help you rewire limiting beliefs, and it can, mental diet really helps you see how many negative things you say, and we do create our reality. But I'm a big believer we create our reality from a soul level as well as a human level. And sort of it's about trying to tie those things up together. Because when I was affirming heavy, what I noticed was I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel like that bliss. I would get all the things I wanted, and it would be like, yeah. But it was a bit empty because, I came from a background where I was regularly in bliss state, and I was in my heart a lot. And I noticed that I wasn't in that space anymore. And for me, felt quite empty. And maybe people that haven't really started that type of spiritual journey haven't had those feelings that much. So it's kind of foreign to them to know what it feels like in complete surrender. But I know it's not the same feeling, and I know I was missing it. And lately I've been trying to tie these two elements together, the bliss state, the heart-centeredness, and also the manifesting. And I do think life isn't about things. And I think it's very important. I mean, part one is I think it's very important to look at why you want the things you're manifesting and to connect to your soul. Do you want that thing because it's your soul really wants that job, that person, or is there an ego program in the way? And an ego program is, win, lose, lust and hate, survive and die. And sometimes it's very convincing, and we think we want people because we're really in love with them, but when we really, really integrate, we can see that actually we want them because they make us feel good, or we're really super sexually attracted to them and it's lustful based chemistry, or because we want to show everyone that we've got someone super hot, or, it's really connecting in. Is this what my soul wants? Is this like a true, and of course everyone is just like, no, I really love this person, but sometimes what we think is love is actually an ego program, and it's felt as love because it's how when we grew up as children, we were loved and we saw love in a certain way that we came to associate with love. So some people will really believe, for example, they love a narcissist or an abuser, and it's not really that they love them. It's just that that's their template for loving. So they confuse their wounds with love. So this is something that we really have to, you know, dig through. And I still believe that. And then also the second thing that I've come to is when you're manifesting, where are you manifesting from? Because in essence, almost all manifesting is actually living in the future, rather than the present moment. And if you're not in the present moment, then I've noticed that you don't feel bliss and you don't feel that like radiant joy, because that's very much something that comes from a state of presence. So I've realized that the times that I've manifested, not only instantly, but I've really enjoyed the process and I've actually felt joy with it, is when I've enjoyed the manifesting to a point where I've not actually been doing it to get something, where it's been a very natural process where I've felt something and I've visualized it as real, and it's so real that I'm not even longing for it anymore, because I'm enjoying the actual moment of experiencing it in a visual or a feeling. And I really think this is the key to kind of tie them in together a little bit, that, you know, are you because even if you're saying I am, if you're only repeating like I am, you know, this, or this person's in love with me, and you're just repeating it over and over again, or, you know, I am a millionaire, I am a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, you're not actually living from being a millionaire. You're actually very clearly still wanting to be a millionaire. And you might be saying like I am, but you're not really embracing that feeling of being that. You're, you know, all this kind of really try hard manifesting. I'm not saying we don't need it at times, because sometimes we just have so many, you know, beliefs that we need to rewire in ourselves. But I think when we get to a certain stage, you know, that's unnecessary. We just have an inner knowing. We already know what we want. And, you know, comes sort of a natural visualization that feels enjoyable in the moment. And it's not actually seeking to get these things to be happy. It's actually enjoying the feeling as if you're enjoying it now, and you don't actually have to physically enjoy it, because you're able to be present with those feelings and be happy with those feelings, rather than kind of eternally chasing them outside of oneself. It's kind of a way of internalizing manifesting and bringing a sense of presence into manifesting. So anyway, this is just where I've gotten to on my journey. I've also been drawn to non-attachment a lot recently, and, you know, like I said, I think sometimes we just get drawn to different things so we can master different lessons and then learn to tie them all in together. But I actually haven't even really been drawn to manifest at all, but more to just completely let go. But I have noticed that when I am manifesting, or I am focusing on something, for me, what works to help keep me in a state of joy is to, do it from a place where you're not actually even seeking that thing, but you're enjoying that visual of having it in that moment. And to focus on the feelings, and I've said this before, but no one wants to be a millionaire. There's not one person in the world that actually is going to get joy out of being a millionaire because they've got £1 million that they never even see, that's just sat in a bank account. People want to be a millionaire because of the way it makes them feel. And I've said this before. And do you want to be a millionaire because it makes you feel like a winner and it makes you feel special and it makes you feel somebody, in which case it's an ego template? Or do you want to be a millionaire because it makes you feel free and it helps you enjoy life, in which case you don't even need to be a millionaire, you just need to have embraced and be living your abundance template, and then abundance just comes in as and when, and it doesn't need to be in one lump sum, it's always flowing through you. And the same with love. And I really think this is how we get to a state of presence whilst manifesting, that we don't have aims of specific things per se, we're just living them. We're living in a state of abundance, and we feel the abundance and we enjoy the feeling of abundance now. We can feel what that feels like. We enjoy the feeling of being loved now. And, you know, love is just flowing through us, and we're connecting in the outer world, we're connecting within. But yeah, I hope you get what I mean by this, and I hope this makes sense. And maybe there's some other people like me that, you know, have come from sort of spiritual path, and then they've been manifesting, and they think, how can I, you know, tie these things in together? And I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but this is where I've gotten to on my journey. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll speak soon. Bye.